Activists will launch their plans to build up groundwork for entry into the EU on Saturday, which coincides with Europe Day. Morag Williamson, who is on Yes for EU Executive Committee, said activists believe that the EU is so important that a campaign for independence is the best way to get back in. She told Scotsman, "A few of our group were very keen on keeping the UK together, and many have come round to the view that the EU is so important that a campaign for independence is the best way to get back in. It will be good for Scotland's future, we will have a better society, tackle climate change and have a good relationship with neighbouring countries. All of these are based on values that reflect Scottish values." She said the group was made up of previous yes and no voters. But Ms. Williamson stressed Yes for EU was not linked to any political parties and not tied to any political ideology. She said, "We are going to campaign cross-party. We will support pro-independence events in any way we can. Some of them will maybe be organized by the SNP or Green Party." She said, "Great big lockdown survey, tell us what life's like for you by answering these questions. We will lobby parties who don't support independence. Scottish Labour and the Lib Dems could be persuaded. I don't see independence as a party political issue. Apart from the fact it is a core policy of the SNP, there is no reason why other parties can't support it. It's not tied to any political ideology." The group is inspired by research from the Scottish Centre for European Relations and EU Blueprint for Scotland, research by Anthony Salamone, managing director of the Scottish political analysis firm European Merchants, which argues that the SNP government should set a 4-year target to rejoin the EU. Ms. Sturgeon stepped up her campaign to drag Scotland out of the Union when Britons voted to unshackle from the Brussels bloc in a Brexit referendum in June 2016. The SNP has insisted Scotland is on course for a second independence referendum when the UK leaves the bloc. Ms. Sturgeon said the move would allow Scotland to leave the UK and rejoin the EU on its own. If the country left the UK, it would theoretically be free to join the bloc. Scotland meets the EU's membership requirements and could be ushered through the normal application process quickly, according to experts on the issue. Drew Scott, a professor at Edinburgh Law School, previously said, "The mood in Brussels today is quite different from the mood in Brussels in 2014 before the independence referendum. I think Scotland could take its place relatively comfortably, relatively quickly providing we're prepared to accept the obligations of membership and assuming we had achieved independence by a constitutional due process."